First of all, I want to say hello, friends, and welcome you to the Gratitude Token World live session where we dive deep into the world of gratitude and blockchain. I will be your host today. Catalina Benta is my name, and I'm the co founder of Gratitude Token. And we also have a special episode featuring an exclusive interview with our founder, Lucian Apetrei. Let's welcome Lucian.
Thank you
Hello,
for
Lucian.
that. And yeah, we have questions from the community. Let's see.
Fantastic. So now let's jump right into it. I have gathered some of the most popular asked questions from our community. So our first question is a popular one in our groups and is about when will gratitude token be listed.
Yes, so this is indeed one of the most popular questions. So we keep talking about the IDO, right? The IDO is initial DEX offering, and this is a term which is similar to IPO, right? We will start it as soon as we have enough liquidity to support the $1 price for the market. And of course, you may be aware that we had a public pre-sale that started last year and ended March this year, but we didn't meet our cap for that, our soft cap. And so in the white paper, in the tokenomics, the next step planned was the IDO. And this is a very long-term offer and distribution strategy using decentralized exchanges, right? So we were gonna start the IDO as soon as we have enough liquidity to support what is already in circulation on the blockchain, in the wallet of holders. So if we have that liquidity soon, it could be in a month or two. We don't have an exact date. It depends on how fast we secure the next round of funding. And so if we do that, we will be able to start the IDO and it will run for 1 or 2 years minimum, right? And we want to run it for this long because we will optimize the strategy along, and we will find people that come in at a very low price, right, over this time, and make sure that we have enough funds to support the development, the marketing, everything that we have planned.
The next one on our list is about the total supply of gratitude token. What is the supply of the grat token?
Yeah, this is it's a very common question, and of course, people need to be aware that we have a supply that is actually based on a very interesting fact, right? It's the number is 12 billion tokens, right? To answer the question, but why is it 12 billion? That is the question, right? So why did we choose 12 billion? Well, we have some very awesome statistics about human population that we have researched and analyzed, and it seems that if you look at the way our species has evolved and the population has grown, and the current trends, the statistics say that we will never have more than 11 billion people on the planet, and this is because a lot of different facts, like we die, we don't live forever, right? So we are a mortal species, and so there's going to be a peak at 11 billion. So if that is true, then the idea was that each person, each human being on the planet will have at least one gratitude token. And of course, it can divide into many subunits, right? But we imagined that everyone has to own at least one gratitude token. So we added an extra 1 billion on top of this 11 billion number, just for development and marketing and everything we need to support the ecosystem and the sustainability of the project, right? So this is where the 12 billion number came from.
So, nice answer, Lucian. The next question we have is an important one. Could you share with us what inspired the creation of Gratitude Token World and its mission?
Yes, so that's a good question. It's a very deep question. So the mission started 2 years ago when it's a very long story, but I'm gonna try and make it shorter. So it is basically a moment in my life where when I decided to quit working for corporations because I didn't see them bringing any value to the community. They weren't returning the value that us people were making for them, right? So what I did is I decided to use my experience with IT, with web development, right? Because as a background, I'm a full stack developer with over 15 years of experience. And you will see, having this experience, basically that led me to a decision where I was trying to decide for next big challenge in my life, right? So I decided to allocate 10 years of my life, right? Basically to try to answer a very difficult problem or question because I like to solve problems. I'm a problem solver. I like to innovate. So after I gave it a long thought during the pandemic, right? I thought that the question, how can we truly create mass adoption, is worth giving 10 years of my life to, right? So I did a very long research because I was already into crypto and blockchain, and I was already, more than a decade experienced with web development. And I thought, I wanted to use what I know, my experience, to basically create a new technology with everything that I know and create a project that will be the foundation for Web3, that will be the biggest protocol of Web3 in the future, right? And this is where the mission came from, and the biospheric identity internet protocol came from, and all the things that we have planned for the ecosystem came from, right? So basically, this is to answer your question. This is the original idea where it all came from.
Okay, so let's move on a little bit, and can you share any recent milestones or achievements of the project?
Yeah, sure. So we have the roadmap on the website, on the homepage. There's more content on the webpage. If you scroll, you will see like a roadmap that is interactive. You can click around, and you will see that the previous milestone was the launching of Shield, right? That was basically the launching of our DAO tool, which is a platform which connects to the blockchain. So you use your wallet to connect to this platform. And what you can do there is you can post content and vote on it. So it's used to get feedback from the community all the time, constantly, right? You allow the community to post a poll, an issue, or a proposal, and everyone can vote on it, right? And it's all public. All the posts are public, comments, everything, right? And it's using the blockchain as a user system, payment system, everything that we are working on, right? It's leading towards this protocol, right? So this is an MVP that we created to demonstrate that we can use the blockchain account as as an authentication method. And there are so many benefits to using this. It's open source. Everyone can use it for their organization, for their company. And you can even use it to elect presidents if you want, because you cannot trick the blockchain, right? Being decentralized and on the blockchain, you have a way with the level 1 KYC and our non-profit proof of stake protocol, or we can have a system where nobody can cheat, right? And one person, one vote, a true democratic vote, right? So it's sort of like a democratic tool to get feedback from the community. This was the previous milestone, okay? The next milestone that we have in there, the next one is actually launching the protocol, which is Beep, right?
Okay, so moving right along, my next questions focuses on the impact or of gratitude token on its users' lives. How has the project made a difference so far?
Yeah, that's a good question because we are so early with this project. It's hard to answer. We don't have the impact, the data yet, right? Because the main technology is still in development. It's not yet launched. We are very close to it. We don't have any unknowns. It's just a matter of time to actually do the work and develop the code and use what we know to connect the dots and make this protocol a reality, right? So for me, technically speaking, this will be possible to launch the protocol. And once that is done, basically everyone will be able to integrate it and use it for payments and sending people tokens, and everything that they are doing currently with their business can be basically improved. And this is an extra community, new influx of users coming from the blockchain, from the Web3 zone to your website, to your business, right? And we already have over 260 holders, people that have made accounts with us and are already owning the token, right, in different amounts. And of course, currently, this is the main utility is as an investment instrument, right? If you want to buy some tokens or hold some tokens, or you get as a reward from Zili or the other campaigns that we're doing, you will be able to spend it in this new ecosystem, and you will be able to own it as an investment, right? To have multiple returns in the future. This is the main way we impacted our users' lives at the moment. But more utilities, more things will come as we progress.
So now let's explore a little bit the utility of gratitude token. What can users currently use it for, both now and in the future, of course?
Oh yeah, so I think I already answered most of this question, right? So to summarize it, I guess
Y-
for this
Yes,
one,
I think maybe you can talk more about the future. How can
yeah,
user will.
yes. So one of the biggest things that we have planned for the project is the Genesis program. Okay, and what we planned with this program is it acts like a partnership program, which we call a lifetime partnership for a certain service or idea of an application that will impact society or the biosphere in a positive way. So we carefully select an idea for a website, a platform, an app that will have sort of like a plan to help fix some problems or do something positive for people, for users, right? And if we have that, we will fund it with tokens, right? They invest a little bit of fiat, maybe, it can be. We talked about it in the white paper. For us, we have 8 slots for this program, and you have to invest at least $1 million to be part of this lifetime partnership with us, where we fund you with tokens, right? It's allocated in the Genesis reserve, right? To be able to attract users to your idea, right? To your project. So it's a lifetime
So
partnership where we grow together, right? So this is one of the
okay,
things.
so can you tell us more about the first platform that.
Yeah, so this is actually good. Yeah, so one of the things that we are working after we launch the protocol will be a platform called Beep.world. And this is the name comes from the protocol, right? But it will be, I think, a competitor to the next generation of apps similar to social media. But the thing here is that it's going to be decentralized, most of it, right? Or fully decentralized. If we manage to fully decentralize it, that would be amazing. And I think we can. But the idea is that it will be beyond Web 2, beyond social media, because we offer everything that social media offers currently, Web 2 platforms, right, like Facebook or others. But we don't use advertising as the main business model. So we will have no reasons to spy on users, to allow bots to take away the budget for campaigns of advertising. So they run on advertising, right? If we do something that is different, like we have, and it's a concept made of 2 main algorithms or methods. One is called share to earn, and the other is like to give. So share to earn basically brings you money for sharing content from people, from authors. And like to give is where you give that tokens away to people by liking their content, right? It's an organic flow of exposure and value, right? It's like a yin and yang self-balancing system, right? So if you have a little tokens on sign up, if you have a little more tokens, you get them by referring your friend to this platform. You have money, right? Because the tokens will be worth something on the exchange, right? So you have money that you can use in this Beep.world app, and you can try it and see how it works, and you will understand how the free flow of value and exposure can replace advertising, because you no longer need an intermediary to decide where to show your ads. You decide what ads you want to share to your network. It's a upside down, right? The pyramid is upside down, and we are trying to decentralize everything, right? So this is in the spirit of decentralization. This is one of the upcoming things.
Okay, so choosing this name gratitude for the token is intriguing. So could you shed some light on why that particular word was chosen for this new ecosystem?
Yes. So have you heard of the saying like, I want to give you a token of my gratitude, right? So I imagined that in the future, if we are successful with the project, people will send each other tokens of gratitude instead of just symbols of greed, right? Like symbols of, fiat currency or other currencies, which are basically started from projects that didn't have any real utility or a service to everyone in mind. It was basically covering a limited idea, a limited niche, or a limited problem. Most of the crypto projects and in general all the IT projects do not serve all of humanity, all of the biosphere, and it's extremely hard to do this type of project. So it's a difficult and interesting challenge. And so I chose the word gratitude because it's a high frequency word. It's a emotional frequency, close to love, close to collaboration, close to the spirit of, trying to work together rather than competing against each other in a rat race, right? So I think if we use this word in technology, it will help us, uplift all of humanity and raise the collective frequency, and we will think and operate as the human being, as the human species in a very different way, right? A useful way, and a way that doesn't destroy its environment, but rather, keeps it safe and protects it and nurtures it, right? So then we will learn how to work with each other and love each other and take care of each other rather than competing against each other, right? This was the idea.
Okay, so this was nice to hear and very insightful. Gratitude token
Thank
is
you.
unique, but I want to ask, how does it compare to other tokens in the market?
Yeah, so there are most of the tokens, there are over 24,000 projects, I think, on coinmarketcap.com, which is the biggest index in the world for cryptocurrency projects. And I think most of them they're not serious. They started as, jokes like Doge or scams, right? Most of them are done on Ethereum blockchain or a copy of Ethereum, like Polygon or other basically forks from this code, right? They took the base code because it's open source, and they decided they want to rename it and say, this is our blockchain, right? This is what we created. But that doesn't add any value to anything, right? You're copying something and saying we are better than the original, right? And it's not true, of course. But speaking from a, let's say, a more impactful perspective, I think most of the tokens have bad tokenomics because it's a very new uh, pioneering space, right? And it's very hard to get it right? So most of them copy their tokenomics from other projects. And also, technically speaking, the blockchain that we chose for the token is, I think, in my opinion, is the most advanced overall, technically speaking. So the technology allows things that other blockchains don't have. Like, I don't know of any blockchain that has the following features altogether, like super fast, right? Like 4,500 transactions per second with a finality of 1 second. And it's very important, this word finality, because most blockchains don't talk about them. We have feeless transactions, so the users will never pay any fees for transactions. And we have the smart contract language is written in very popular programming languages like TypeScript and C++. And these languages are, they're very easy to work with because there are plenty of developers in the market to work with cheap to be able to develop in this space, right? So there's a lot of support. This blockchain is a fork from a very popular blockchain called EOS, and it has some upgrades. Proton Chain is the name. We chose Proton Chain, and this is an amazing ecosystem and blockchain that will allow us to differentiate ourselves from the competition. And we have something that they will maybe catch up with in a few years, if ever, right? We call this the layer 0, right? So on top of it, we come with our protocol Beep, which is layer 1 solution, and we will upgrade the blockchain even more and create this tool, this protocol that can become mass adopted and can become the Web3 most popular solution, right?
Okay, so I want to add that the coolest thing that I haven't seen in other project until now is the username.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's so many other things that I probably forgot to say to talk about. One of the
No,
things that is bothering, I think, everyone, especially older people, right, is that long string of characters, which is the address, right? It's similar to what you have like an IBAN for a bank account, right? So in blockchain, you have that long string of characters, which is your blockchain account address. It's so hard to transmit, and if you screw up one character, you send the money to the wrong place, you can never get it back. So we have a universal unique username, which is like Lucian123 or Catalina, right? It's like Revolut or Telegram, a unique universal username. It's so easy, just like in the beginning days of the internet, when you just had a simple username and that was yours forever, and you were basically behind that username. Your whole identity is tagged to that username, right? So why make everything so harder and make that address so long and hard to transmit? So we have that, other blockchains don't have that, right?
so this is really great, but I want to go to the next question that is more about security and privacy, because these two are very important, and I want to ask what strategies does gratitude token have in place to ensure user privacy and data security.
Yeah, so this is actually a very valuable question for everyone, because this is one of the main concerns that people have now. So we have a collective need for better security, better privacy, right? Because we have all seen how big corporations are not capable of protecting our personal data. And so whenever you use a service from a corporation, like when you go to a website or app, there are a few buttons like Google or Facebook or Twitter, right? And you click that button instead of filling out that endless form of personal information like email, phone number, names, and so on, right? Instead of doing that, because we are so comfortable nowadays, we just use that button. But whenever we use it, we give up a little bit more of privacy and security. And so every website that you have ever used to authenticate with Facebook or Google now has a copy of your information from Google or Facebook in their database, including passwords. So all the emails, all the passwords, over 90% of all of those for everyone are compromised and are available on the dark web to buy, right? So uh, how can we keep using these systems, right? The centralized systems are all technology that needs to be improved and upgraded. And this is what we're trying to do, right? And because we keep that data for our project through the protocol on a blockchain account, this means that it can never be hacked. You can never lose it if someone unplugs or, destroys the data center with a missile or something, right? If we have so many copies around the world on different computers, because this is how blockchain works, right? And you are the only one with the key. So you save your personal information and your funds in cryptocurrency in this account using the protocol, and you only need one key to rule them all. So you never have to worry about different passwords or leaking data anywhere. You are in control. You allow and disallow access to your information.
Let's talk a bit about community, because expanding to new regions and languages is exciting. Are there any plans to make gratitude token accessible to a wider audience?
We are an international project, right? So we are present in Romania. We started in Romania because we are Romanians, but we are present in Italy, India, Vietnam, Nigeria. So we have communities forming, right? But it's very early for the project. We are just getting started. As you can see, the community following at this point is as much as it can be, considering what effort and money we put into it, right? But I think it's better than I saw other projects do, considering we have used zero budget for advertising. Everything we did is organic, right? So there's no bots here. There's only people, right? Except for maybe a few accounts for Zeely, but we're working on that. We're collaborating with Zeely, which is a very big and interesting platform that will have so much importance in the future. All the blockchain projects will probably use it and more. to grow their community organically. It's a very powerful platform, and we're working together to make it even better. And so this will be available, and we can all basically benefit from all of this.
So about the future, I think people wants to know how they can actively participate in governing the mission of Gratitude Token, and how can they get involved.
Yeah, so we talked about this a little bit about the DAO tool we call Shield. It's a DAO tool, and DAO means decentralized autonomous organization. It's a very new concept, and it's only possible because of the blockchain technology. And I think there are very few countries that have managed to create a bridge between this new type of entity or organization and the old classical entities, which are usual type of corporations or incorporations, let's say, for regular companies and so on and so forth, right? So DAO means that the community is governing the future and the direction of the project, right? Or at least it has a say in it, right? And we use Shield for that, to listen to the community actively and allow them to express their democratic vote to which option they support whenever we have a decision to make, right? So it's not like a typical hierarchy where only the leaders of the company, right, the board of directors have a say and that's it, right? They may throw a poll or a survey now and then, but they don't really listen to their employees or to their clients, to their users, right? Yeah.
About this, I think I also want to connect the next question, because user feedback is crucial for improvement. So are there any plans to integrate additional functionalities based on user suggestions?
Yeah, actually, yeah. So leading to speaking from what I said previously about the Shield, basically we are already providing this, but we are working on additional features to be able to make it even more valuable, right? So if you go to the GitHub repository and you copy our technology, our code for Shield, you can use it in your own company, right? It's open source. But what we're doing is we're allowing users to post content and to vote on it. So this is everything. You just need a platform and a way to get the feedback of the community and to get their suggestions, right? And we are connecting this and making it fully decentralized. We're going to connect it with Beep, right? And Beep is going to be the way you authenticate to this platform. So you have to have a blockchain account and you have to have a few gratitude tokens, right? To be able to submit a post or vote on it. So this is how we're taking feedback from the users.
Okay, good. So let's talk a bit about sustainability. Can you elaborate on the monetization model of Gratitude Token and how it ensures long-term
Oh yeah.
viability?
So yeah, so we don't have a, let's say, an immediate monetization model because we want to develop advanced technology first, offer free value first, and then worry about the monetization, about the business model, right? Similar to what other organizations did, like Wikipedia or Ubuntu, or even companies like Twitter, for example. They offered their service for free to the users, right, for many years until they figured out the best way to monetize it, right? So we are focused on developing the most advanced technology and community around this technology first, and then worry about how to monetize it and how to, let's say, have an income for our partners, for collaborators, right? This is the way we are doing it, and it's in the spirit of open source. And we're not going to propose any classical business model because it's not aligned with our type of project and our mission.
So developing a project like Gratitude Token must have had some share of lessons learned and challenges. Can you share some of those experiences?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's. I can say from my heart, it's really really difficult to be able to create technology and tools that basically serves everyone, the whole of humanity, right? And not just a niche of people, right? 1% of the population, a niche of an industry, or just a small group of people, right? And they are the biggest beneficiaries of technology, right? So usually when people create a project, they find a niche or something like that, and they go for it, right? It's never something universal, right, with that will impact everyone's lives, right? Like the whole of humanity everywhere you are, right? And it's very, very difficult. So we started as the founders. We are the two founders, and there are, of course, always people that have good intentions and try to help and bring in as much contribution as they can. But in open source, it's very difficult to have something stable put together. So we had to take on different roles, like to do content, to handle the community growth, to basically manage the social media accounts. Besides, my main responsibility being as a developer, right, the main developer and engineer, as for all of the technology that we are about to release and that we have released so far, right? And so, business development, talking to investors, all these different roles are very difficult to take on with only two people, right? So as we move further, we would ask for the support of the community. Everyone is free to contribute in however way they can, and we can talk about ways of how they can do that.
Yes, so emerging technologies can enhance a project's capabilities. Are there any plans to integrate AI or machine learning into Gratitude Token?
Yeah, so we do plan to use AI, for example, in the protocol or in BeepWorld, the Web3 platform that we talked about. Firstly, to be able to determine if a new sign up or new user is an actual human being and not a robot, right? And if it's a different human being, right? So basically, we will use AI to be able to analyze some data like a video selfie or something like that, and compare it to other video selfies, right? In order to determine if that is a user, which is a bot, or a real human being, right? This is one example, but of course we are already using AI like Midjourney and ChatGPT to help us and do difficult or very meticulous tasks that take a lot of time. And so we have an advantage because we use these advanced technologies to make our work easier and faster, right? So we are using this and we will keep using it.
Okay, so to change a bit to the subject, I would say that crypto events provide great networking opportunities, and I will ask if the Gratitude Token team will be present at any upcoming blockchain or crypto events.
Yeah, we are planning to be present at as many events as possible, but at the moment, the budget that we have for this area is very limited. So, of course, whenever we intend to go to any event, to announce it in time and to basically be at as many blockchain events, crypto events as possible, it really, really depends on what budget we have to allocate for this, right? So we will announce everything in the group, in Telegram, in Discord, and in the social media accounts. So I guess you only need to follow a little bit and pay attention for new upcoming events, right, that are being announced.
So about this, engaging our community is essential, as we see also today. So how can users actively contribute to the growth and improvement of the token, of the Gratitude Token?
We talked about this. This is the question, which is basically you have to use Shield, right? So we are in alpha stage with Shield, which means that it's in a public test phase, right? So you can go to gratitudetoken.world/shield, and you can connect your wallet. And if you currently we don't need to validate your nonprofit proof of stake, right? If you have a few tokens, required tokens in your balance, because it's in alpha. But once it is officially launched, the first version, you will have to have 5 gratitude tokens in your wallet to be able to post or to vote. So this is how we take feedback from the users. Again, this is how we allow users to engage with us. And of course, another thing that we have is Zeely, right? Zeely is an amazing tool. We talked about it a little bit. Basically, we are setting up some useful and positive, constructive tasks for the members of the community. And it's like a game. It's gamified. You gain experience points. There's a leaderboard, and as you go each day and complete these quests, right, which is like, create engagement, ask, interact with members in the community, right, talk to them, or go like this post, follow this, follow that, right. We create engagement, organic engagement, and the users gain these experience points, which every month we pay out in the equivalent of gratitude tokens.
Okay, so because this session is coming to an end, let's address the burning question on everybody's mind.
Okay.
What can we expect in terms of the price of gratitude token after the IDO starts?
The IDO, when it will start, the starting price will be higher than $1. I can say this much. We cannot give exact numbers at this point, but I can tell you it should be higher than $1. And of course, we will have to support the $1 price as we promised every time this question came up.
Lastly, we would maybe like to know the biggest challenge in the project and the biggest challenge the project is currently facing and how the community can help overcome it.
I think everyone involved right now is doing a good job, and we want more of this, right? We want people to get more involved and answer questions and read the white paper and be aware of what we're doing and be informed, right, of our technologies, our strategies. And what we can do is the biggest challenge that we have right now is the financial challenge. Actually, the second round of funding, right, that we are trying to secure. And once this happens, everything will take off exponentially, and we can basically start the IDO and start a few things that are just waiting for this liquidity to start, right? Like marketing, right? Like listing on CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko. And for this, we need some fun. So everyone, if you can basically try and tell people about our project, maybe we will find some support on the financial side, and people will start buying tokens through staking contracts, and we will basically have the funds to continue the development.
All right, so I think that wraps up the list of questions. Now maybe let's see if there are any questions in the chat. Maybe somebody have a question.
Okay, I want to ask a question.
Go ahead.
Okay, with regards to what you said, does it mean that GRAT will never be listed on SIX? It's like centralized exchange.
No, no. So we only in the beginning we try to protect the basically the supply and the market making ability, right? Because if we give it away to centralized exchanges,
No,
then
no, I'm talking about in future.
no. So we plan on listing on centralized exchanges, just not in the beginning, in the first year or two.
Okay, 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 okay.
And it can happen even sooner. It really depends on the funding that we have, right, and the opportunity to get some launchpad funding or something like that. But still, we would like to keep it on a DEX for now, because we will be able to allow people to buy the token in a way that the price is not volatile, it's not impacted by bots trading, right.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Your next, my next question, from your experience, as you said, um you are like you have so much experience in developing um like programming. You're doing like you did programming and a whole lot of stuff. I want to know that since you have that experience, does it mean that you are the only one developing this BIP, the blockchain you are talking about? Are you the only one developing it, or you are developing with a group of people?
Yeah, I say this is a good question actually, because it allows me to talk a little bit about open source, right? So yes, I'm the main developer, but we did have in the beginning help from Cade, which is in our team. I rewrote 99% of the code for Shield, which is the app, the dApp that he contributed to. but he was there with. We had some other people that solved a few bugs. But yeah, 99% or more, including the website and whatever we launched, the white paper, everything. I was the creator and author of it, and we do plan on hiring more developers. But at the moment, all the milestones were met, so we didn't have a lot of delays. Everything was completed in time, in the estimated time that we gave. And of course, to tie all this to open source is that you have to understand that because we are not like a private company where we hire people, right, with a permanent contract, we rely on the open source community. So users can come and see what we are about, and they can basically contribute with a few lines of code or suggestions or bug fixing, right? This is how open source works, and it's indeed very difficult to get it started. But it's like Satoshi Nakamoto, right? In the beginning, it was him and another programmer, right?
Okay. So my last question:
Sure.
how long would it take to release the BIP blockchain? Is it after we have achieved hard cap, or like I want to know, or is it soft? Are we supposed to reach hard cap or list GRAT on the centralized exchange before you release the BIP, or it will be like it will take a longer time before you release it?
Yes. Yeah, it will take me a much longer time to do it just by myself, but it's not related to basically to the tokenomics or to the distribution of the tokens. I will do it and release it even if we have zero funds. Okay, so it's not a problem of getting funded for us. It's just a matter of speed, and it creates a higher risk of us getting burned out because we don't have resources to sustain the project and basically our personal needs, right, as human beings. And so we rely on the community, and we try to get angel investors involved. We need to try to find the right angel investment or pre-seed funding for this type of project, which is very, very difficult, right? But yeah, basically, this is my answer. And if you have other questions, good questions, by the way.
So, I don't know, Bogdan, maybe you have some questions, or Frank, if you have another question.
Okay, if Bodgan is not asking, if Bodgan is not asking, let me add another question. So
Sure.
also talking about the BIP that you're developing, it will be the fastest. But
Yes.
I've found a new blockchain, though it's an extension wallet. As I uh, as I as I talk now, it's when it comes to transaction, it's less than even a second. So I want to know like how um how how can you what can you do to the new babe that you are developing, which will be more faster than what like the current one I've seen.
So which one have you seen currently? Which
Oh,
blockchain are you
okay,
talking?
okay. There is a new blockchain. Though they've not released the blockchain itself, but it's an extension wallet. It runs under less than it's like less than a second. The name is Mosaic.
Yes. So there's actually a bunch of questions in there. I will try to answer them each one by one. So about the speed, yeah, the blockchain has 4,500 transactions per second with a finality of 1 second or less. In comparison, Ethereum or any other copy of Ethereum has 120 tops on average, right? So if you compare it to most blockchains out there or most tokens out there, most projects, it's much faster. And what you have to understand about this blockchain is that there are other blockchains which have much faster speed. They may have hundreds of thousands of transactions per second, but these blockchains don't have smart contract capability. So they will be limited to some sort of use which is not universal and cannot be mass adopted because they will not be able to integrate with everyone, with all of the web. If you want to integrate with all of the web, you have to have smart contracts. You have to have feeless transactions and other things. right? So it's fast compared to most blockchains. It's not the fastest compared to some niche blockchains which don't have feeless transactions. They don't have smart contracts at all. You cannot do anything like staking or tokens on them. So you have to take all of this into consideration.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so I think this was all. I want to thank you all for joining us on this episode of the Gratitude Token World live session. We hope you found the discussion insightful and informative. Stay tuned for more exciting episodes where we explore the world of gratitude and blockchain and Web3. Remember to express gratitude and positivity all over the world. Until the next time.